We will discuss now the relative lowering of vapor pressure. The relative lowering of vapor pressure is the ratio of vapor pressure lowering of solvent divided by the vapor pressure of pure solvent. So, the equation is relative lowering of vapor pressure, it is equal to delta P upon P1 naught. Delta P is what? Lowering of vapor pressure, and P1 naught is what? P1 naught is the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. Now, from equation 1 we know that delta P is equal to P1 naught minus P1. So, therefore, the relative lowering of vapor pressure becomes delta P upon P1 naught is equal to P1 naught minus P1 upon P1 naught. From equation 2 that we had just derived, that delta P is equal to P1 naught into x2. So, in place of delta P we can also write that P1 naught into x2. So, the equation of relative vapor pressure lowering ultimately becomes delta P upon P1 naught is equal to P1 naught minus P1 upon P1 naught, which is equal to x2, because delta P is what? P1 naught into x2. So, if we place this P1 naught into x2 in place of delta P, then P1 naught will get cancelled and only x2 will remain. That is why the relative vapor pressure lowering, it is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the solute. Now, we will calculate the formula for the molar mass of the solute from vapor pressure lowering. The equation 3 which is given here, it has delta P upon P1 naught is equal to x2. So, from this equation the value of x2, it is what? X2 is what? X2 is nothing but the mole fraction of the solvent or solute. It is the mole fraction of the solute. So, the formula for the mole fraction of solute, that is x2, is equal to number of moles of the solute, which is N2 divided by N1 plus N2, which is where N1 is what? N1 is the number of moles of the solvent. What is N2? Number of moles of the solute. What is x2? The mole fraction of the solute. The concentration of the solute, as it was mentioned in the at the first of the video, that the concentration of the solution, it is lower than 0.2 molar or near about 0.2 molar. Thus, we had already discussed this point that the number of moles of the solute in the solution will be less. So, in the addition, that is N1 plus N2, in the addition of N1 plus N2, the value of N1 will be very high as compared to N2. That is why N1 will be too high than N2. Hence, we can neglect the N2 from the addition of N1 plus N2. Hence, the equation, that is delta P upon P1 naught, it becomes delta P upon P1 naught is equal to N2 upon N1, where N2 is number of moles of the solute, N1 is the number of moles of the solvent. Thus, finally, the equation for the mole fraction, it is being written, but here what do we want? We want the formula for molar mass. Now, what is N2? N2, it is the number of moles of the solute, and number of moles of the solute N2 is equal to W2 upon M2, where W2 is what? It is the mass of the solute. What is M2? M2 is the molar mass of the solute. What is N1? N1 is equal to W1 upon M1, W1 is what? W1 is the mass of the solvent. What is M1? M1 is the molar mass of the solvent. So we can substitute the value of N2 and N1. So after substituting the value of N1 and N2, the equation becomes delta P upon P1 naught, which is equal to X2 is equal to W2 into M1 divided by M2 into W1. So mole fraction X2 is equal to W2 into M1, which is equal to M2 into W1. Finally, the equation for the molar mass of the solute, it becomes M2 is equal to W2 into M1 divided by X2 into W1. So this is the equation for the molar mass of the solute.